Hey everybody, it's Jefferson with Bo Birdie. Today I have with me Andy
Tschumper.
There's a T in there.
Yeah.
And he is the assistant professional at the Woods Resort here in West Virginia.
Yes.
It's just right outside of Hedgesville.
In Hedgesville, yes,
Oh,
just
we're in
outside of
Hedgesville.
Martinsburg.
Okay, so outside of Martinsburg.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I've played here a couple times, and it is a wonderful place. I definitely recommend coming here. Now, besides being a golf pro here at the resort, he's also the director of the Maryland chapter of the VGA. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yep, the Veteran Golfers Association.
Excellent. And we're going to talk about all that, but not yet. First, I always start the interviews the same way, Andy. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Would you rather have 2 pars or a bogey and a birdie?
2 pars.
Okay, nice. So, Andy, your career is golf. As an amateur golfer, we oftentimes don't think about that there's all kinds of different careers in the golf world.
Right.
In fact, I think it's an $84 billion a year industry. But Andy, I want to back all the way up to when you first played golf. Can you remember the very first time you played?
I can actually. I played golf with my dad a little bit here and there at a driving range in La Crosse where I got my first clubs, but my first 9 holes was actually in Craigwoods, and then I played 18 holes with my dad at Swan Hills, which was our local course back then, and then I quit the football team.
Right.
And I went to golf tryouts my freshman year of high school, and the 2 rounds of golf we played there were like my first 2 official rounds of golf.
So as you're playing for the first time or first few times, did you know that quickly that you enjoyed it? You had a passion for it?
I enjoyed it, but never a thought in my mind up until when I was in the Marine Corps that I thought I was going to do this for a living. And I said, not a chance. I had no intentions of ever doing this.
So you were in your 20s probably?
I was 20, let's see, this was 2003, so I was 22 years old.
And somebody's basically telling you you should think about golf as a career, and you're saying, not a chance.
Not a chance. And he's like, oh, no. So he goes, what are you doing after the Marine Corps? I said, I don't really have anything lined up. You know, I was married, I just had a baby, and I had no idea. Like, my daughter was maybe 3 weeks old at the time, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I was just going to kind of get out, take my terminal leave, and figure it out. I was in California, and I didn't have a job lined up, none of that stuff. So he goes, well, what if you went to the golf school? And I, for lack of better words, I said, what the hell's a golf school?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Andy, what the hell is a golf school?
Yeah, so he proceeds to tell me that his wife works at the San Diego Golf Academy. No idea. So, well, my wife is the director of admissions. And I said, oh, that's cool. He goes, I'll get you an application. I said, nah, don't worry about it. And he gave me no, I'll get you an application. Kind of.
So he's pushing on you like Amway
absolutely.
or something.
So then he finally brings me the application, and he goes, yeah, just fill this out, and I'll get it back to my wife. And I said, oh, yeah, I'll get it done. He goes, no, why don't you fill it out now? And I'm like, no, I'll take it home, I'll look it over.
This
He goes,
guy's pushy.
Yeah, why don't you fill it out? So then he gave it to her, and then I got accepted.
Wow.
So I ended up.
And what does that mean to get accepted?
I got into this program. It's a associate's degree in golf complex facilities management.
So you're basically going to golf college.
Right. So, and I didn't know at the time. I didn't know what the PGA was. I found that out about my second semester. I didn't know about taking a PAT. I didn't know about the Professional Golf Association, Professional Golfers of America. I didn't know about any of that stuff. I just thought it was going to kind of go in there and give you a better understanding of the golf business. So, like, if you wanted to be a pro, that sort of thing.
So what would be a class? Like, are you basically sitting in a classroom with other people and having a professor, or are you actually going to courses, or how are you learning all of this?
The school, it was kind of neat. We had your typical college courses, then we had golf courses. So we had rules of golf, history of golf.
And are you also playing golf while you're learning golf?
So you have tournament golf, which is on every Monday. So when you're in tournament golf.
Hang on, your homework is to play in tournament?
I got to do club repair, which I absolutely love club repair. It's one of my favorite things to do, is just to help people fix their golf clubs. But yeah, everything about it. But I got into, so some of our teachers were just teachers, like professors at a college. And then a lot of our other teachers were PGA professionals. So they taught us how to teach.
It taught you how to teach others.
Right.
But it also taught you the operations and all of the different things that I didn't even know you could learn.
Yeah, and there is a lot. Like, basically, we say, like, the school itself teaches you everything you need to know to serve.
Now, I want to ask you a question. What the heck do you do? What does it mean? You're a professional golfer. You're a golf professional. I know when I came up here this morning, you were given lessons.
Yep. So, common misconception in the golf world is professional golfer, right?
Right.
So, you're a golf pro, you're a professional golfer. That's not true. So, there's a professional golfer and there's a golf professional.
Interesting.
So,
You switch it around.
working at the golf course, you're a golf professional.
Okay.
You play when you can. There's teaching professionals, and then there's playing professionals. So there's a lot of local golfers that work in golf courses that are really good golfers.
Okay.
The Mid-Atlantic PGA.
And you're not bad. You told me you're what, a 2 or 3 handicap?
2.9. It was my end of the year handicap
That's
with my
never practice.
The only time I really ever practice is when I'm giving a lesson. So like a short game lesson today was actually a short game lesson for my student and myself.
Interesting.
That's how I kind of like refresh my memory.
And I asked you if you liked giving lessons, and you said.
It's my favorite part of the job, hands down.
So I can tell you're an emotive
Yeah.
person, that you love golf.
Yeah.
What the heck is a VGA?
All right, so the Veteran Golfers Association, so when I first got in, I think my member number is like 8,660, something like that.
And remember, he's a Marine.
Marine Corps, yep.
And so is it just for Marines?
No, it's for all 5 branches, now to include Space Force. So veterans, active duty, and family is kind of what it motivates to. So, but I joined the VGA because a friend of mine at Locust Hill, Jared Shank, said, "Yeah, I'm playing Trump National in D.C. for a VGA event." And I said the exact same thing. I said, "What the hell's the VGA?" So he told me about it, and I was like, "Done." So I got on the website, I joined, and I entered that tournament.
Was this a few years ago?
Yeah, this was 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Almost
I decided
4
to join that event. And then they had another event down at Stonewall in Manassas, Virginia. So I joined that one. Worst round of golf I've had in 15 years.
Yeah, but a bad round of golf for you is probably what, low 70s or something?
No. I think I shot 97 or something like that that day. It was awful. It was raining. They had just punched. I was just in a bad mood. I played 9 holes of some of the worst golf I've ever played.
Golf is hard.
It is. And then when I made that turn, one of the guys I was playing with, he was a retired sergeant major. And he said to me, he's like, "Don't give up. It's not about the golf." And that didn't register with me right away. So he got me a beer, said, "Drink this." He goes, "Now just play your game, have some fun." So I proceeded to hit a 3-wood into the hill and had to take a drop again. So he said, "I'll get you another one."
Another beer or
Yeah,
another ball?
another beer. So we finished that 9, and it was, like I said, it was one of the worst things, but it turned out to be one of the best rounds I've ever played because it registered with me that the VGA is not about the score. It was about the people you were with and the veterans that were around you. And then I kind of reached out to the director and I said, "Hey, why don't we get an event here?" He said, "Well, they're looking for assistant directors in West Virginia. Why don't you reach out to the director?" So I did that. I became an assistant director in West Virginia, started running tournaments around here. And then while I was that, I secured the Pete Tye Golf Club, which is in Bridgeport, West Virginia, which is a top 100 course.
Yeah, right.
So I brought people, started bringing some better courses, and then they had a director leaving in Maryland, and because we're so close to Hagerstown, Maryland here.
So West Virginia, and Maryland are all right beside each other.
Yep, that Panhandle area here, you got all of them. So they asked me if I would be willing to take over Maryland, and absolutely. So Jeff, in the wounded flight, you had to have received a Purple Heart.
Wow.
So to play in that flight, we have quite a few of those. We have senior flights, family flights.
Well, let me ask this: as a Bo Birdie community watching right now, how could we contribute or help or be a part of the VGA?
So you can log on to vgagolf.org and just kind of go through the site. You can, if you want to play in VGA events, we have 48 chapters in the States, I believe, and then we now have a chapter in Germany, Bahrain, and Australia, actually.
How many members in the VGA?
I think the total membership number now is over 21,000, 22,000.
Wow, so that's a big organization.
Yep, and the number one number, and I'll tell this to everybody, the number one number that's in the VGA is 0 suicides.
Wow.
And that's, as you know, in the veteran community, the 22 a day, all that, but 0 suicides is it's from VGA members.
Can we donate money or time,
Absolutely.
or do you need volunteers? What kind of things would help you guys?
You can get on the sites and you can, every chapter you go to, so whatever state you're in, you can go to the chapter, you can see the state director, and it'll have his email. So you can definitely, all the information you can get out at vgagolf.org. All the information about the woods is thewoods.com.
Well, Andy, there's two things I wanted to say. One is thank you so much for letting us interview you
Absolutely.
today.
Thanks for having me.
This has been really educating or enlightening to me to learn more about the woods and also more about the VGA. Also, I want to thank you for serving our country.
Thank you.
I know that's a tough thing to talk about, and my brother was career Navy, but I just know that it takes a special person to be willing to do that, and thank you for doing it.
Absolutely. Shout out to all my Marine Corps brothers and sisters, 7th Com, 9th Com,
Nice.
Semper Fi, and yeah, it was a great ride, and it's still going. I like it.
Excellent.
I love it.
So from bunkers to burgers, this is Jefferson with Bo Birdie and Andy saying have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Good
Awesome.
job, man.
That was fun.